personal life. Some of the goals that you guys had that we can write down. And we're going to go over some of the examples of some of the personal goals, not only myself, but just genuinely everybody has. Some people have goals that they look for. Did they achieve the goals? Did they miss the goals? Did they overplan? Did they underplan when it comes to personal health, work-life balance, family life, savings, different things that involve your personal life? You want to make sure, hey, did I hit my target or did I miss my target? Did I overthink it or did I underproduce it? You have to understand where you have to understand what held us back in our personal ventures. Because we understand personally, whatever happens in our personal life is going to directly affect us in our business. And if our business suffers, we now can find a pattern. Because what happens in our personal assessment most likely will affect us in our business assessment. Because it comes down to key traits, key disciplines, key qualities that we might have to improve on. So now I want to know, how about you guys? What goals personally did you have before? Do we have any coming in?
It takes a second to come in.
You guys have the chance, comment what were your goals for 2024 personally. Now we're going to jump into the business assessment. We know we still have months going into 2024. If you notice, a lot of about this week, what has the year looked like for them? What was some pros? What were some cons? What were some opportunities that we can work on? So just like our self-assessment, we want to go over our business assessment. How did we start off 2024? Did we have goals? Did we achieve those goals? Did we perhaps underperform when it came to our goals? Did we overperform and exceeded our goals? In that sense, we now know how to plan for 2025. But just like our personal, we want to do a business assessment. And this comes out to, where did we start the year off? For a lot of us, coming into 2024, it was the first year of business for so many people. So what does that mean? They had the stress, they had the uncertainties, they didn't have jobs coming in, so they were dealing with that back end stuff. Some of us who've been in business from 1 to 3 years already have a customer base, already know the ins and outs, know your pricing, know how to work, and now you start getting some more and more clientele. Some of you are trying to scale, and now you're trying to systemize your business. So how did you start off with 2024 in your business?
Good Sparky said main goal this year was purchasing a work truck.
Did you reach the goal? So we have some individuals, personal goal, business goal, right?
Yeah. Work truck.
So now we're going to go into business assessment. How many of you started off the business? If you're on the Instagram Live or YouTube Live, how many of you started your business off this year? This was year one in your business. How many of you started with coming into business already making 150K a year, or 300K, 500K to the 1 mil K? How many of you guys started the year off if those were your goals? Those are the two types of assessments you want to understand, because if you're going to make goals for 2025, you have to understand baseline. And affects your personal life as well as your business life. Those two hand in hand will give you a good gauge on what you have to do to prepare for 2025. With that in mind, now that we understand ourselves, we understand that we are the foundation, we have to do a self-analysis. We have to understand where our choke points are. Did we over-prepare, under-prepare? Were we emotional at some opportunities, or were we logical? Because logical could hurt you in some sense where you don't take a chance, you don't risk. We also talked about, as a contractor, as an entrepreneur, some of us already quit our job. We already put everything on the line to bet on ourselves. Guess what? An opportunity where they ask a little more from us. Logically speaking, said, I'm already capped, I'm not gonna risk anymore. And that might take you away from different opportunities out there. So was it an emotional decision that helped you underperform or helped you overperform? Or was it a logical one? I wanna know that in the comments down below. But once you now know your personal assessment, you have a business assessment, you understand where your choke points are from 2024. Now we have all that information, who we know more about ourselves, the foundation. What is success for you for 2020? This is another part where I want to hear from you guys. You guys, as contractors, what does success look like for you personally? And what does success look like for you business-wise? Let me know what you guys think. What is a goal that you have personally? Could it be some more time with the family? Could it be some more time at home, work-life balance? Your health? You want to sleep more, stress less? Or business sense? I'm making $150 a year, I want to double that to 3. I want to hit 5. I want to be a 1 mil. I want to hire some employees. I want to get more work trucks so I can have more guys send them out in the field. What does success look like for you? And I know last week we talked about that. Success. And if you guys remember, we made these challenge coins so it can remind us all year on what is our primary objective when we come into any decision. What does a successful decision look like? When it comes to what does a successful business look like? What does a successful personal life look like? If you guys remember, we made these challenge coins with the Latin word success in the back. If you remember these. And we have the Latin word of success in the back, sucedere. And once again, we know sucedere in Latin, or success. The definition comes down to come close after. So we know that success is the end product of something. When you work on something, you're working to the best of your ability to have success. So success is the end product of your efforts. When you go down to the second definition, it talks about the good and bad. And we spoke about this many, many times. If something good happens, we're successful. If something bad happens, it still can be successful if you don't give up and if you never use that to not even begin. The definition of failure is one who give up or they don't even begin. So for success, on the comment below, let me know what you think work-life balance, family time, sleeping more, stress less, health-wise, business sense, growing your team, and a new market, learning a new trade. What does success look like for you? Work, then feel free to just scream it out.
Gotcha.
Work-life balance, health, sleep more, stress less, eat healthier, especially as contractors. And business, what could it be? Scale, workforce. It could be vehicles, new market. It could be certifications, etc. Whatever success looks like for you, we want to write that down. We want to understand, hey, this is what I'm truly working towards. That is success for me. And then once we have it written down, now we can personally reverse engineer it for the year. So if you're looking to hit a certain number, if you're looking for a certain amount of workforce in your team, hire 2 guys, scale it up to 4. We can now break that down and reverse engineer it to make sure we hit our quarterly goals, weekly goals, and so on and so on. Same when it comes to personal. This is the aspect where it's so simple to visualize what you want to do. That's why for so many people, the vision board is so important for so many individuals. Because you want to visually see your representation. You want to see what you're aiming for. A vision board is so useful, it's so important, because you get to put it down in writing. What are you working for? What are you solving for? What is success for you? The vision board allows you to see, hey, that's a constant reminder. For us at Energize Us, our vision board, our reflection is these challenge coins, because we want to remember we're always working towards success. Whatever success is for you, you have to visually see it, personally as well as business sense. Once you write that down, now we can make a plan of attack. With that being said, now we can attack the plan based off of our business assessment and our self-assessment. Because we already found out what was our choke points throughout 2024. Now we got to make sure, how do we avoid these? The simple fact that we put it down on paper, we now know, hey, this is what held me back. Hey, I made some emotional decisions. I made some logical decisions. I overachieved, I underachieved, I missed goals, I achieved my goals. Whatever our choke points was in this by self-analysis or by our business analysis, we now know our choke points. We know what to avoid when we come into what success looks like for us in 2025. So now when moments of an emotional decision comes up, you're saying, I'm not gonna do that again. Make that change. I'm not gonna make that logical decision because it messed me up last time. Let's try something else. So when you understand yourself as the foundation, you can now look to your goals of what success looks like in 2025 and now attack it in an even better, smoother, smarter, wiser way. With that being said, when it comes to the skilled trades, when it comes to owning and operating your own business, not only do you have to understand yourself as the founder, you are the driver. You are the driver of the company. You are the foundation. Everything begins with you. You have a goal. You have to achieve the goal. You work on the goal. You build on the goal. You achieve the goal. It starts with you. Other individuals, when we talk about the goal, the vision, you ever heard of the phrase in the Bible where they say, faith without works is dead? You can have the dream. You can have the vision. But if you don't work on it, you're never going to achieve it. If you are now working on a business plan, same concept. You can have the best business plan written out, but if you, the owner, do not initiate or take action on that business plan, it's worth nothing. The same with the team. If you're relying on the team to carry you, and you yourself as the foundation of that company are not holding your weight, your team is eventually going to leave. They're not going to look at you as a leader, and they're not going to follow you as you want to grow. The foundation begins with you. The foundation ends with you. You are the foundation of the company. You dictate what success looks like for you. With that being said, not only do you have to understand yourself, but you have to understand that in contracting, there's 3 things you have to master. 3 things that will differentiate you from the rest of your competitors. As we mentioned in our part 1, so many people come into contracting and they want to go, go, go. They focus solely on hard skills. They focus solely on get her done, just do the job. Then, when we have to build our business, start sending invoices, start following up with people, we start neglecting the soft skills. We were learners who worked with our hands, who learned differently from school. That's why we wasn't a good student. That's why they said the entrepreneurs, the blue collar, is those C students who got the 70s, the 75, sometimes Fs, who just barely passed. We were those type of students because we didn't learn the traditional way. So when it comes to soft skills, when it comes to sit down, play nice, send an email, write that draft, communicate, show leadership, that didn't mix with us well. So what happens? When you come into business and you have to work on soft skills, communicating, red lines, updating, all this different stuff, We start neglecting that because we want to run on our strong suit, which is our hard skills. But you have to understand the difference between hard skills and soft skills, and most importantly, self-development. Remember, as we talked about, the foundation, you. You are only as strong as your weakest link. And in everybody's business, just like we said, it starts with the owner, it ends with the owner. You are that weakest link. Sorry to tell you guys, but you as the owner are the weakest link. You have to understand that if you want to stay in business, if you don't want to get complacent, if you want to grow, if you want to do something worthwhile, you have to keep self-developing. You have to believe in yourself. You have to train yourself. You have to put yourself in new, uncomfortable situations so you keep growing. So, understanding yourself, and now understanding the three components of a successful contracting company. Hard skills versus soft skills and self-development. But what are hard skills? What are soft skills? Let's go over some examples. Hard skills. It's the technical aspect of doing the job. Turning on a light bulb, wiring up a switch, sweeping the floor, crimping some wires. That is hard skills. Another thing that is in hard skills is certifications licenses. You need these certifications to perform your work. You need sales to grow your sales department. You need sales to grow your revenue. Soft skills, communication, problem solving, your time management, leadership development. That is all part of soft skills. That is everything that we neglect when it comes to business. We want to focus right here, mainly on hard skills. That is our bread and butter, hard skills. We neglect soft skills. But guess what? We do it because we need to get paid. So we'll write up that email, we'll send out that estimate, we'll send that invoice out, we'll make the phone calls, we'll call the inspector, we'll shake hands with the inspector. That's soft skills. We have to do that or we don't have business or we don't get paid. But it's usually on the back burner, if you notice. Self-development is close to none. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought that was all heebie-jeebie. I thought that was not needed. But self-development has become one of the most essential things in my life right now. You can find people to do the hard skills. You can find people to do the soft skills. You cannot find people to make you, the foundation, better alone. Because you have to want to grow. You have to want to get better. You have to want to fix yourself in scenarios that maybe you're not performing too well in. You are the foundation. You got to keep growing. And self-development, to want to do that, to put yourself back in uncomfortable situations. You could be thinking, dude, I just quit my job. Dude, I already risked everything. Dude, I'm already working all night. Why do I want to add more stress? And now start doing a self-reflection. Start thinking about, oh, if the stars align. It's not zodiac signs. It's not that astrology. It's not the stars. Self-development truly has become one of the fundamentals in how I started growing my operations. People don't understand that self-development as of now, to be honest, self-development as of now is probably my number one expense. Let me rephrase that. A lot of people would not believe that self-development right now is my biggest investment. Forget mortgage, forget insurances, forget payroll. I spend the most of my earnings on self-development. Why is that? Because you have to understand that you don't have all the answers. You have to understand that there are individuals out there willing to teach you, willing to put you in other situations where you can learn from them. That is something that's going to differentiate you from the rest. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. If you put somebody in the room with you that's working on self-development, he will outwork, outperform, outlast anybody in that scenario. Because he understands his limitations. He understands areas that he can grow in. Self-development, that is my number one expense since 2023, 2024. I have put the majority of our revenue towards self-development and training our team. That is what's going to differentiate us from everybody else. Now, understanding that self-development is vital for you as the foundation of your company, what does that look like? It can be your belief system, your values, your growth mindset, hence why we called our 3-day convention growth. Your growth mindset, it can also be recognizing that you have hidden limits or limiting beliefs. You can acknowledge that we all have some. We can all acknowledge that there are some people in our lives who push limiting beliefs on us. We can acknowledge them, but we want to make sure we have the ground, the self-awareness, the self-development to now disregard those things. You can also understand that you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with. You ever heard that expression? Why is that? Because if you're hanging around with people who aren't trying to grow, your mindset is not going to grow. You want to make sure you always put yourself in rooms where other people are better than you. You want to make sure you're in a room with people who are interested in self-development. Also, you want to make sure that people have goals, that they have a compass that is heading them to a destination that you align with. There are so many people that say, hey, follow me. Hey, I'm this type of coach. Hey, take my coaching course. And you look at them and you don't want to be them. You look at them and they say, what about you is attractive right now? Nothing. Because you don't have the compass in the same heading as I do. You may want to go this way, they want to go that way. Always keep that in mind. Self-development should become one of the key indicators, one of the key investments that you put into yourself as the foundation in any aspect of your life. Now, one of the most wisest quotes I've ever heard, one of my favorite quotes that I've ever heard, one quote to this day that I truly love is from Michael Goldsmith. What got you here won't get you there. And that is so true and evident, especially in contracting. Because so many people, once again, come into contracting thinking, all I need is hard skills. All I need is keep working, and they burn themselves out. Keep working until they get that one lawsuit. Keep working until starts hurting, their knees start hurting, and then what happens? You don't have a legacy. You don't have anything to show for it other than he's a good worker, but he's not a business owner. He doesn't have a business mindset. He's not constantly growing. His foundation is weak because it's only being fortified in one avenue. What got you here won't get you there. And that's what so many people neglect today when it comes to contracting. You gotta understand that you as the foundation, just because you started here, won't get you there. What's got you started in business in 2024 most likely will only keep you above water for 2025. And with that in mind, when was the last time you put yourself in a scenario where you had to challenge yourself? When was the last time you put yourself in a scenario where you weren't the smartest one in the room? What can you do about it? What's the best part of a contract? What's the best part of the job when you go in and the contractor, the GC, the homeowner, whoever it is, comes in and says, I need you to move this over there. I need another receptacle over here. What is that called? In the comments on Instagram Live, what is that called when you're roughing in a wall or you're in a project and the GC asks you to change something? What's that called? For the ones on YouTube, when you're in a project and you're roughing it in according to the plans, I love when the GC comes in or with the homeowner and they start doing their walkthrough. Because you know that homeowner is going to want something new. And if you guys know what that is or what that's called.
Mape said change order.
Change order, baby. Everybody loves a change order because that means you're charging up now for that now additional scope. So with this in mind, putting yourselves in a room where you need to learn, putting yourselves in a room where you don't have all the answers, I like to call that the change order mindset. Because it's genuinely an investment. When a change order comes in, I never heard a contractor that goes, nah, I don't want it. you go, oh heck yeah, just give it to me. The same applies to when you want to put yourself in new scenarios. The same applies when you want to put yourself in new scenarios. When somebody comes in, or you're on your self-development journey, and you recognize there's areas that you want to improve on. There's areas, hey, I see this, I don't like that. Hey, I did very well in this, let me keep going with it. But putting yourselves in a scenario where you get to keep learning, keep growing, I like to call that your change order mindset. Because no one's gonna say no to that. And if you're truly the foundation of your company and you truly wanna grow, you're gonna welcome those change orders, you're gonna welcome those corrections anytime you get the opportunity. So, with that in mind, let's do a quick recap. We understand that in everyone's business, you need a solid foundation. And you, as the owner, you are that foundation. You have to understand that you can be the strongest or the weakest point of your operations. With that in mind, how can we check? How can we make sure that we stay on top of everything that we have to do to keep growing? You have to do your self-assessment. You have to understand, what am I limited in? What skills do I need to work on? What opportunities are there to grow? How have I handled stress? How have I handled my goals for this year? Did I reach them or did I miss it? Did I overplan or underplan? Was I emotional or was I too logical this year? You have to understand your own choke points. The second point is your business assessment. Understand that where you are now doesn't have to stay like that. And if that's your goal, if that is what success looks like to you, then all the power to you. But we're talking about the few who want to change. Look at your current scenario. Is this where you want to be, or do you want to grow? Do you want to be the 150, 300, 1 mil, 200, 2 mil plus? Then you understand, hey, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to go. This is what I have to work on. Understanding those choke points, so when they happen to cross over to your business life, you understand how to avoid them. With that in mind, what does success look like for you in 2025? Write it down, picture it, make a vision board, understand how your goal is going to look. That's what a vision is. And then your goals are what you need to do to accomplish and reach that vision. Your vision is seeing the finish line. Your goals are the milestones that get you there. Understanding the difference between hard skills, soft skills, and self-development. So many of us come in just running with hard skills. We just want to be a good worker. We always put our heads down and just work, work, work. You have to understand the balance between hard skills and soft skills. Soft skills is what's going to make your business run smooth. Self-development on that foundation, on you, is going to help you grow in that business, in that market. With that being said, what got you here won't get you there. Michael Goldsmith. Some wise words, understanding that, hey, just because I made it to this position doesn't mean it's going to last forever. Just because I made it here with this much amount of work will not mean you're going to get here. You have to understand that you have limitations. You have to understand that you have opportunities to grow in. You have to know and welcome change. Just like a change order on a project, we welcome that every time. When someone gives you something to correct you on, take it. When someone gives you an opportunity to grow, a new opportunity, you jump on it. Never lose the opportunity for a change order mindset. With that in mind, if you are the few who genuinely want to grow, if you are the few who genuinely want to work towards success in 2025, you are the individuals we want to work closely with. We can't wait to help you guys out. I can't wait to have you guys next week on Tuesday so we can jump into part 3 of the Builder's Business Blueprint, where we're going to start talking about the structure. What's the structure? Just like this week where we asked you what's the foundation, I'm going to ask you guys, what is the structure of your company? Can't wait to have you guys. Appreciate you. See you guys next week. Everybody on live, appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns on the business blueprint, feel free to comment down below. We have this recorded on YouTube live. We also recorded it for long form, so we're going to make another YouTube video. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, feel free to drop it down below. I'm gonna turn the camera around to read it. But I wanna hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about the foundation? So part 2 is talking about you. Part 2 is talking about what you have to offer your company. You have to understand your weaknesses. You have to understand what you're working towards. You have to understand the different components within your business. Find out what the choke points are. Change order, change order, change over. So you can now see the successful mindset that you need to reach your goals. What do you guys think? I'm gonna flip the camera around as we start cleaning up.